What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having an amazing week so far. You can follow me on Instagram if you would like, @DreamRare. You can follow me on Twitter, @LegendaryEnergy. You can check out my website, legendary.vision. And you can follow along on Facebook to catch more live streams and see more news analysis that I do and whatnot. I'm going to wait about 10-15 seconds for people to get into the live stream. And I want to talk about a recent interview that's catching waves and getting a lot of press attention. And that is Floyd Mayweather's radio interview where he basically, talks about President Trump and say, I think the opposition is freaking out and being very unfair. Before I even saw the radio interview, I saw all the headlines. And of course, as always, they have to take one small part. This is their trick. With Donald Trump, with Mayweather, with anyone, they take one small part of the interview and then twist it in the most negative light possible. This is why I even make these videos. I don't care who's president, I don't care this and that. My whole mantra, my whole life philosophy, my whole spirituality comes from self-reflection, self-accountability, gratefulness, gratitude, positive energy, being happy, connecting with people, taking advantage of your own life, creating your own reality. That's my whole mantra outside of politics. That's how I live my life. That's how I became successful from nothing. That's how I started from scratch with no money, with no following, with no support, and created this whole reality from scratch. That's how I did it. Floyd Mayweather, very similar. He's trying to tell people, I was poor. I had nothing. I had no help. Society didn't like me. School didn't like me. And I made this all from nothing. Not by being a sellout. It's not like you make a lot of money, get a lot of power, and then go back in time and then forget about everybody. That's how you create it. Floyd Mayweather knows this. I know this. That's why I can't stand the anti-Donald Trump crowd, because it's a bunch of negativity. It's a bunch of finger pointing. It's a bunch of victimization. And in no way, shape, or form, regardless who's president, is that a path to success. That's a path to failure. That's a path to weakness. This is the greatest time ever to be alive. We have computers. We have technology. It's the least racist time ever to be alive, ever. You have the award shows. You have mainstream media that is 100% LGBT, whatever you want to say, diversity, and pretty much 0% anything else. It's the best time ever to be alive. I don't understand how people don't get that. So I'm going to play a clip from that and build on that from Floyd Mayweather here. Just listen to this real quick. If you haven't seen it, it's on my page below. You can watch it after. But here's a clip that he said, and of course it's going to be a no news. They said, he said, grab him by the ass, grab him by the pussy. That's what the news says. But listen to this.
One thing we know that's going to happen for sure. We're going to pay taxes and we're going to die. But while we're here, live life to the fullest. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. How I became successful and how I got to where I got to, I don't worry about what nobody else say. When a guy or a girl come into my life, all they do is make me work that much harder. So no matter what male or what female was in my life before, when they got out of my life, all they did was save me some money and made me work harder. So at the end of the day, I don't know why everybody keep bitching about and keep kicking it and holding, you know what I'm saying? They walking and walking on. Protesting. We don't want this happening. My man, all that time you spend protesting, you could be at home writing down ideas, coming up with a business.
All that time spending, hating, protesting, you could come up with a business. 1,000%. This is what I try to tell people. The people that spend thousands of hours and energy into hating, into judging the president, into judging other people. It's not even just President Trump. It's my whole life philosophy. That's why I can't get on board, because that's how I got everything I have, is by focusing on myself. I used to point out all the obstacles. I used to do that. But then I realized I could start my own business from scratch, from a computer. It's the greatest time ever to be alive. Floyd Mayweather knows that. I know that. The media uses you for two reasons. There's two reasons that the media is funding all of these protests and covering all these protests. It's not because they care about you. It's not because they care about your rights. I say this all the time because I mean it. They care for two reasons. One, they get money off of your failures. They get money off of your negativity. They take your hate, your mad anger, and they use you for money. The media profits off your demise, literally. So that's one reason. They love Charlottesville. They love big protests because when a tragedy happens, they can push their political agenda and they can take your money. The Democratic Party and the media saw more money from that tragedy than they've seen in 2 years. So motivation do they have to not keep you in that state of fear, paranoia, and negativity? And two, like I said, they're pushing their political agenda. They don't like Donald Trump because he's not part of that small elite clique. He's not doing what they want him to do. He's a free spirit. He's a free bird. That's why they hate him. It's not because they care about you. It's not because they care about immigrants. They don't care about any of that stuff. They want to hold you down like they've been doing forever. And that's why I can't get with any politics, especially what the Democratic Party's doing in opposition. I don't like the Republicans either, for the record, but it's all victimization. It's all finger pointing. It's all he's racist, she's Russian, he's that, he's this. That's not how you become successful. I'm telling you, just like Floyd Mayweather is, if Floyd Mayweather lived in a state of victimization and lived in a state of fear and even let 1/1000th of that thought into his body, he wouldn't be one of the greatest boxers of all time. He's 50-0. He's never lost because he's great. He's not a great black man. He's a great human being. He's a great American. That's who he is. He doesn't divide himself into a little box that society brought for him. He's the greatest, or one of the greatest boxers of all time. He's undefeated. It's because that's his mentality. That's what I try to tell people. Your mentality creates your reality. If your mentality is, I'm a victim, I'm oppressed, I'm down, I can't do it, I'm not good enough, they're coming for me, you're never going to be successful. He knows that. I know that. That's why we don't subscribe to this anti-Trump nonsense. They're using you for votes. They're using you for a political agenda. And they're using you to make money, to profit off your failures. You can start a business. Even with this political stuff, if you've noticed, I do it because that's what my soul tells me to do. I do it because I want to help people. I do it because as a citizen of America, a citizen of this world, I'm sick and tired of the nonsense and lies. That's why I do it. But I also created a business off of it. When I was talking about Bernie Sanders, I knew he was a politician. I made a song for him, but I wasn't giving all of my energy, all of my money, all of my life up to a politician. So then when they let go, they leave me dry and empty and lack of money. I was moving my life along with it. I was creating a business. I was getting followers. I had a song. So you always have to create something for yourself. You can't just go out in the streets. Even when I'm in the streets, I'm filming. I'm, creating content for myself. Not to say that the message isn't important. It's everything. It's the reason I do it. It's the reason you should be protesting. But that's the truth of society. You have to be all you can be. If you're always looking to blame somebody else, if you're hopping on this train of, if you can't listen to a 5-minute conversation that Floyd Mayweather just had, if the only thing that you take from that is, he said grab him by the pussy and he's a womanizer just like Trump, you're the mentally ill one. You're the negative one. You're the egomaniac. You're the one that's a sociopath. It's not Donald Trump. It's you. If you can't listen to 5 minutes of one of the most successful boxers ever and take something positive from it, that means your mind has been warped in such a negative way. And they do this to keep people down. You can create your own business. You can be successful. I know because I started from nothing and I was grateful before I got everything. I was appreciative and self-reflecting before I got everything. When I was the type of person that the anti-Trump crowd is, I've been through that. I've been 18 and 19. I hated everyone. I blamed everyone. I didn't come from an extremely wealthy family. My parents are working class people. We are normal Americans. I used to point the finger all the time. I used to say, look at those kids. They have all this money. They have all this power. They have all this space. I had no space. I had no space in my house. I had no money. I had no resources. Everything I earned was from webcam, was with the bare minimum equipment that I had. I made something from nothing, literally. But it started manifesting itself when I stopped pointing the finger. Of course I could point out who's richer, who has more money, who has more space, who has more connections. That's what I used to do. And it's a trap. I'm telling you right now, the more energy you spend blaming other people and victimizing yourself and looking what I don't have, what don't I have? How come I don't have that? How come they have all this? I'm oppressed and, they have millions of dollars, I have nothing. That took away from me creating what I have now. I won't say I regret because everything happens for a reason, but I do regret wasting that much energy being negative. I hate that rapper. That rapper's not good enough. Now, I'm not a hater at all. I don't care what that rapper's doing because that leaves me room to be myself. I don't want that, so I create my own music. I create my own content. Being a hater will never make you successful, and the media capitalizes off you being a Donald Trump hater for their political agenda and for money. It has nothing to do with politics. It's all spirituality. It's all energy. It's all manifestation. It's all the reality that is your reality and the reality of the earth. It's a bunch of different reality tunnels, people creating their perspective. The media carves out one perspective and tries to put you in a box to keep you down and oppress you. Those are the real oppressors. And then when somebody like Floyd Mayweather has an uplifting message saying, I came from nothing, you could do it. What do people do? They call him a coon. They call him Uncle Tom. His own race will try to hold him down for trying to uplift people and take responsibility. That's embarrassing. That's what always happens. And I don't care race, religion, and gender. I say it for the point of connecting with society. They've made these boxes. To me, there's just people, there's energy, there's the world. It's not about all of that. But I will tell you, listen to that interview. I don't know what Floyd does in his personal life. I'm not the be-all, end-all saying do everything that he does, but I am saying the man is 50-0. He's clearly a key successful figure in society. Take something positive from what he says. Take something positive from what I say, because it is the truth. You can create something from nothing. It's the greatest time ever to be alive. The news is not going to tell you that because they don't want you to know. They don't want you to be happy. They don't want you to be successful. If they can create this box for you, this is who you are. You are your race. You are your religion. You are your gender. And if you're a woman, you think this way. They lied about everything. They said Hillary Clinton's a woman and everything that happens to her is bad for women. No, she's a human being. She is one person who's accountable for the things that she's done in her life. She does not represent all women. One black person does not represent the whole black community. These are individuals. These are people. They've made these boxes for us. You're LGBT. You're a woman. You're a black man. You're a Latino. You're an illegal immigrant. These are boxes to keep you in and suppress you mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And I love seeing an interview like this because when I look at Floyd Mayweather and I listen to him now, I'm like, oh, that's why he's 50-0. I get it now. I understand why he's one of the best boxers of all time, because he has the mindset and the mentality. Every single day I go out into the world, whether I'm playing basketball, whether I'm at work. I just got fired recently. To be honest, I was working full time, no 2 weeks, no nothing. They say you're fired. Personally, I don't care. I have better things to do. You know, I have this. I'm going to make more content now. I'm more free. But people try to hold you back in every aspect of life, every single day. This is not new. This has nothing to do with race or gender. This is humanity. People have been programmed to hold other people back. Everything that I do, I earn every single day, and I powered through all the negativity. If I had this victim mind, I would never be here. Floyd would never be here. That's just the truth. We're not coons. We're not Uncle Toms. We're not sellouts. We're the realest ones. We're the ones that are going to empower the black community. We're the ones that are going to empower the Latino community. We're the ones that are going to empower white people and Asian people and all the other races that no one ever cares about because it's not trendy or politically correct or cool to talk about. We're the ones that are going to empower women. We're the ones that are going to empower the LGBT community. So don't call us names for telling the truth, because we keep it real. Oh my God, I listen to rap songs that say murder gang shit and kill everybody, and I listen to, rap music that womanizes women all the time. They're like, bitch, 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 bitch in the club, which is fine. I listen to that music too, because I'm not a little baby. There's time and place for everything. But the same people listening to that music are the ones, oh my God, Donald Trump said what I said every single day, but he can't do that because he's higher than me. What are you, a crab in a bucket? So what do you want? A smiling politician that says, oh my God, I'm going to help all people, and then goes and starts bombing people and bombing women and drone striking innocent civilians and funding terrorists and starting wars. That's what you want? That's what makes you feel good? I don't like the truth, so I'd rather somebody lie to my face and do all. No, that's how you get these wars. Not with someone like President Trump. With people like Obama and Bill Clinton and George Bush, that's how you get the wars. People are such hypocrites. I'm not going to name names. I'm not a drama queen. But every single girl or woman that I know that went to the Women's March and that is anti-Trump and feminists that say, oh my God, he said, grab him by the pussy. Oh, I'm so offended. He said, grab him. I know these women personally, and I know they have said to me and other people freakier things than that. I'm not going to name names, I'm not going to name what they said, but I know for a fact sexually they like things that are 20 times freakier than grab them by the pussy. Every single woman. I know 5 or 6 as friends that are outraged by something that they've said 30 times worse, probably every single week of their lives. The media has made it popular to be a hypocrite. The media has made it popular to hold people to other standards that you don't even hold yourself. The media has made it trendy and popular to point the finger and never self-reflect. And I'm telling you, that's 100% against my whole life mantra. That's 100% against my religion, my spirituality, is to always point the finger and never self-reflect. So no, I'm not going to join the resistance train because it's a spiritual nightmare. It's a physical nightmare. It's a mental nightmare. The anti-resistance train is a political nightmare. Everything about it is stupid. Everything about it is counterproductive. All of these people, you're making racism worse. You're increasing racism. You're increasing oppression. All of these things that they're trying to stand up against, they're not doing it because their strategy sucks, because it's fueled with negative energy, it's fueled with hate, and mostly fake news. Every single outrage thing that they're outraged about is completely fake. I'm down with a good cause. Talk about the prison system. Talk about the wars. Talk about the weapons deal. And I'll be right there next to you having a debate, but every single thing that they're outraged about isn't even a real story. Well, 17 intelligence agencies said it. Oh no, that was a fake story. That was a fake story. Oh my God, Trump hates illegal immigrants. Well, guess what? It's deferred act, DACA, deferred act of childhood arrivals, deferred. He deferred the deferred act back to Congress to make a decision, didn't end it, didn't stop it. Signs are showing that he's going to keep the DACA kids in America, but why embrace reality? Why have a debate about it? Why let politicians do their actual job and work and, come to a conclusion when we can just scream and cry in the streets? So everybody who cried in the streets, you're literally crying over nothing. Yes, I'll have a debate, but everything the media leads you to is a lie. I understand it's hard to process. Every headline can't be a lie, but it is. The fact that 100 people are outraged about it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it better. It's not going to lead you in your life. I see the type of people that are 100% anti-Trump, and they're hypocrites. They're spiritual nightmares, and a lot of times they're just so used to being negative and holding themselves back that they'll never be successful. They'll never be a business owner. They'll never be an entrepreneur. They'll never be a successful athlete. Not because they don't have the skills, not because they don't have the talent. They don't have the mindset and the work ethic. And that's why Floyd Mayweather's fighting all those people in the radio show. He's saying, I came from nothing. I came from an apartment with multiple people that's the size of this, and so did I. That's why I'm not backing down, because I know where I came from. I didn't come from much. I didn't come from a lot of space. I didn't come from a lot of money. That's why I know the power of a positive mindset. That's why I know the power of gratefulness, because I'm grateful for food. I'm grateful for water. I'm grateful for shelter. I'm grateful for oxygen every single day of my life, and that changed my life. Not crying and screaming and shilling for Hillary Clinton and George Bush. That makes you a loser. That makes you a sociopath. Everything that they're accusing Trump of, they're 1,000% guilty of it. And the real spiritual people, the real kind people, the real honest people I know, they don't act like that. I know Muslims, I know Christians, I know black, white, Latino, Asian, and good people that support the president. They're not going to say it because they're afraid of getting attacked by the group mentality mindset. Even in the radio show, you can watch the Floyd Mayweather interview. They're all just sitting there like this because their whole reality is being shattered by a little bit of optimism, a little bit of good energy, a little bit of, well, we can't really say anything to Floyd because Floyd is 10,000 times the man that I am. They can't fight like Floyd. They can't make money like Floyd. They can't start businesses like Floyd. They're not successful like Floyd. It's not because physically they weren't blessed. It's because mentally they hold themselves back and they live in this little stupid fake reality bubble. And the fact that the hip-hop community, something that I consider myself a part of, is outraged at this is bananas. Listen to hip-hop music. Listen to the stuff that they're pushing. I'm not talking about your Chance the Rappers and Kendricks. I'm talking about all these other people, Lil Uzi Vert and XXXTentacion or whatever. Much love to everybody. I don't really have time to, I don't judge people I don't hate, but I'm going to call out the hypocrisy of you guys are outraged by a president who tells the truth and keeps it somewhat real instead of smiling and lying, but you listen to this music that does 30 times what you're accusing him of doing. It's absolutely bananas. I get that you think the president is a position where, oh, no, he should lie to us. That's what politically correct is. That's why we have 8 wars. That's why we have slavery in Libya. That's why we possibly have a genocide in Nigeria. Is because while you're crying saying, I'm so oppressed even though I'm a millionaire and I live in the greatest country in the world and I just started 15 business, you're ignoring the result of smiling politicians that made you feel good as an American. Well, I don't want to hear all these things from Trump. I'd rather someone just lie to my face. Well, guess what? There's millions of real people who are sick of the lies. We don't want the lies to our face. We want the blunt truth. Floyd Mayweather wants the blunt truth. I want the blunt truth. We're sick of the smoke and mirrors. We're sick of all the fakeness. We're sick of all the political correctness. That's led us to this point. It's not Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't create racism. Donald Trump didn't create oppression. Donald Trump didn't create war. Donald Trump didn't create all of these terrible inequalities that everybody's outraged about. He just got there 2 years ago. Before that, he was talking about business, buildings, and women and, on TV and stuff. And the fake outrage, you want to act like he created all of the inequalities in the world? A lot of it is mental. And if you stay in the mental box that they created for all of us, we will never get past the oppression because as Gandhi said, as Bob Marley said, as a lot of greats have said, be the change, Michael Jackson, be the change you want to see in the world. That's the realest quote ever because it's the truth. If everybody changed their mind overnight, inequality would disappear. But people can't do that because they're rewarded by society and media for pointing the finger. People like Rosie O'Donnell and Stephen King, the biggest hypocrites in America, are rewarded by the media. Well, guess what? The karma of the universe is not rewarding you. The karma that is the fact that people aren't paying attention to the media. No one cares about the Emmys. No one cares about the VMAs because it's all fake. It's people who pretend to be other people and make fun of people who actually do something and be themselves. Some of us aren't afraid to be ourselves. So that's my take on the Floyd Mayweather interview. It's probably the only one on the internet. Maybe like a few more, like 1 or 2 conservative websites or something might cover it differently. But every headline was, Floyd Mayweather's saying grab him by the pussy is okay and it's cool. Listen to the whole interview. Stop stopping at one part. That's your mind. That's your negative, weak, messed up mind that has to skew everything to fit your disgusting, terrible, negative, victimization, ugly reality that you have. We don't have that. Don't take what we say and skew it in the most light possible. Listen to the whole Floyd Mayweather interview because he did things with his life that you could never do because you don't have that mentality. So stop talking. The people who talk the most need to shut up and listen. And all these journalists, that's what they are. They're just passive-aggressive, hateful people who sit behind a computer and write things. My spin on things is positive. My spin on things is optimistic because I'm a decent person. I'm someone who wants to uplift people instead of drag everyone down. Most of these journalists or most of these news sites, they just sit there and find a way to turn everything into a negative. We're tired of it. Listen to that interview. There's a lot of gems, there's a lot of wisdom, there's a lot of knowledge, and there's a lot of truth in there. So the fact that all of the main media sources can't watch that and take anything positive from it, that shows me that there's nothing wrong with Floyd's mind, there's nothing wrong with Donald Trump's mind, there's 100% something wrong with these people's mind. They're the lunatics, they're the sociopaths, they're the egomaniacs, they're the hypocrites. Stop talking so much. Stop believing yourselves and listen. Celebrities don't want to listen. Media doesn't want to listen. You never get smart by just talking. Listen to people. Listen to him. He has some stuff to share. Let me know what you think. I thought it was brilliant to see somebody in pop culture, especially someone that just won the biggest fight in boxing history, to come out and keep it real. He said people shy away from realness. It's 100% true. And there's a lot of real people who are sick and tired of the fake society. So all of the fake people now are so upset because all of their illusions are being shattered. They're like, oh my God, well, I've been living this fake life. Well, yeah, it's going to get realer and realer and realer and realer and realer. That's just the rate of technology. That's the flow of information. That's the flow of communication and the fact we went from landlines to cell phones to computers in our hands to being multiple connected. The truth comes out. Yes, we should merge cultures. Yes, we should blend cultures. Yes, we shouldn't look down on people. I'm not saying to judge people and hate people. That's the opposite of what I'm saying. I don't do that. Eat everybody's food, dance, learn their culture, learn their mentalities, pick up something from every race, religion, gender, and culture. Yes, I agree with that liberal mindset, but no, it doesn't mean that you should tear everything down and hate everything. That's pure destruction. These are the best times ever. Do something about it. Become something yourself. If you can't make something in this society for yourself, maybe it's not everyone else's fault. Maybe it's your fault. Change your mind. Open your mind. Learn. Listen. Be grateful. Be optimistic. And make something happen. The great people, the people who make money, the people who make businesses, they don't make excuses. They make moves. I don't make excuses. Floyd doesn't make excuses. We make moves. So please consider, listen. If you would like to donate, I'm going to put my link below. Thank you guys for supporting the news analysis. I'm going to do a lot more work. Like I said, my job let me go, on to better things. So thank you guys for supporting. That's pretty much it. Let me know what you think. Have a good one.